YouTubers and friends, how you doing out there? As you know, this is AU Antman Franklin 1849er cross country travel report special. As you see right above me, we have Adam here. He's in his comfy little wagon. Sounds. Are you in a rest area or something, Adam?
Yeah, just outside of St. Louis. I think I'm in Eureka, actually,
Hey,
believe it or not.
you're a good portion
That,
there. You'll be there in no time.
yeah, well, I was trying to push through. Mike Pung invited me to meet him down at the Gold Cube Shack and give me the grand tour. And from what I from what I hear, I'm going to see something, a new product that only a few eyes have seen. So that's pretty cool.
Cool. Have you ever met Mike Pung before?
I've met him through other people. I mean, I've spoke to him a million times. He was up at the Freedom Dig. I missed him at the Freedom Dig the year before, but we've uh, we've been in communication quite a bit over the last year, especially.
Okay. Uh, John Matthew Villa says, "Hi, Ant-Man."
What's up, Mo? I I gave him a big old howl going by Norwalk.
He give you a big ol' howl, John. He says, "Bad sound, as you know. Adam's on the road. Quality and sound might not be the greatest on his end. Uh, Harley here, Ed. Hmm. Can you hear me better now?"
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, you can, but Rich Cooley is saying he can barely hear me. I don't know why. Nothing's changed since Tuesday's show, but you know how it goes. I'll try and speak up. How's that? Can hear
Yeah,
Adam fine. It's me. Okay, I turned my volume up all the way. I can't turn it up anymore. I'll try and talk louder. We have my partner in crime, Toledo Jess, in the house. We have Ronald Tolbert,
what's up, Jess? What's up, Ron?
John Matthew, Dan Zoller from Cali.
What's up,
And
Dad?
we have John Deere, Utah in the house.
Ciao, dude.
All right, Rich Cooley, how do you hear me now? Better? Toledo Jess, my man, how you doing? But this is, let's have a good report. So, you left Mass
I
when,
ended up I ended up leaving. My youngest son had a geography B at his school, so I stayed and waited for that, and that got out at 10, and then I kind of dragged my feet for a little bit. I won't lie, I had a little bit of cold feet. A lot of people don't realize I had to leave my wife. I had to leave my wife and kids behind for a few months. I mean, that's not. I'm not just doing this for fun. I mean, I'm making the best out of what I got to do. You know, I wanted to move anyway. We had to move, so I just decided to move somewhere warm with gold.
right,
So
right.
it just
Uh,
worked out. It just works out that they have to wait for school, you know. So it was really hard. It was really hard for me, but once I got on the road, I just kept going. But I went the wrong way twice at first, and then as soon as I got to um, the Appalachian Mountains, that was it. I lost everything. I didn't have phone, no GPS, no data. Couldn't film anything. I couldn't do anything. Nothing worked.
oh,
So
wow.
so then at that point it was pretty late, and I pulled off, got off the highway at a rest stop, and then I got up at 2 and just started driving. And I was no, not too far into Pennsylvania, and I'm all the way down and past St. Louis, Missouri. So I drove quite a bit today. I think I'm at like 1,300 miles or something.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's 1,700 to the Gold Cube Shack. So I got 4 hours. I think 5 hours or so. I can make it there tomorrow.
You'll really like Mike Pung. He's a great guy, quite the card. I've met
Oh
him
yeah,
a few times, and I know next time I'll make it down to Oklahoma sometime and visit the home of Gold Cube. I know that for sure. I know you'll have a good time there.
yeah.
It's
Like I said,
actually a few houses. He owns
yeah,
his house and then another house and another house.
yeah, the woodworking shop and all that. Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I feel like I know him already. He's such a nice guy. When you talk to him on the phone, it's like you've known him for 20 years or something.
Right.
Uh, I mean, it seems like the passageway that everybody goes out west, they always stop to see Mike. So I'm kind of glad that he gave me the invite. I know Bobby stopped and seen him, and
Right.
you
I
know,
saw his
like
video on that.
like the gateway to the west.
Oh, our friend TNAME from Canada says hi.
What's up? You warm up there?
I'm sure you're warmer where you are than he is up there.
Surprisingly, it was last night. It was about, I think it was like 11 or 12 where I was. I was stuck like down in the valley of the mountains. It would have been cool. I wish I saw it during the day because it looked pretty impressive in the morning when I was leaving, but I could barely see it. But it was pretty cold last night, and then it started warming up as I got further south, and then I got to Illinois, and it was freezing. So cold. I don't know if it's just because there's no trees and it's just all fields or whatever, but the wind blew, and I mean,
Oh,
I was layered up and it was blowing right through me. So I was like, that was pushing me to not stop. I was gonna stop, and then I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna keep driving until it's a little warmer. And it's not too bad here. It's
I
probably in the 30s or something here, but in the van, it's probably. I mean, I'll be taking the sweatshirt off for sure. Last night, even though it was cold, I got the subthermal sleeping bag and blankets and everything. So, and it's insulated to the tilt. I mean, there's plenty of insulation and everything in here. So
yeah, I
it's
saw
easy.
your videos on your minor mobiles,
Yeah.
your stealth
I tell you,
camper.
I tell you what, I think everybody should do it. I mean, probably not going to work for. I'm going to see firsthand because I've already gotten stuck. I got new tires and I haven't gotten stuck since. And I took it through the mud and took it through the snow. But before, when it had van tires on it,
Yeah.
I couldn't even drive on grass. It was like thing would get stuck, and I'm like, how the heck am I going to get out to the river? I get out, you know what I mean? Out the park like an hour and a half away and walk or something. I mean, I'm gonna be walking anyway, but I mean, I'd be really walking if I'm stuck. So, but other than that, it's an excellent idea. I mean, especially for like where we used to go up in Vermont.
Right.
Forget about it. The amount of time you take setting up your tent and all that crap, taking it down, then you're gonna worry about people stealing your crap when you're gone. Or if you sleep in the car, I used to sleep in my Jeep, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. I did it because I didn't want to go somewhere else. I wanted to be able to wake up and go right back and dig. But if I had this thing, I'd probably, if I wasn't leaving, I'd probably be up there right now in this thing for sure if the road didn't have snow all over it.
Right.
Because it's a great idea for everybody. I mean, I got everything I need in here. I can watch TV, I got Wi-Fi, I got tons of food, I got a kitchen, I got a bathroom. And then I just go up to this is the West Wing, I call it. And then the East Wing's up front. That's the one we drive in. So when you're done digging and you want to go home, you just pop from the East to the West Wing and you're there.
Voila.
I think everybody should get one.
Yeah, I miss my van. I used to have a Actually, I miss my Westphalia, my Volkswagen Westphalia camper bus. I took that thing all over the
Yeah,
Northwest
yeah, yeah. Those.
states. It was great. You pull up to where you want to be, you pop your top, you had a stove, you had a
Yeah,
bed, and a little
it's
cooler.
probably the most sketchy thing I've ever driven, though. I hate driving vans. They feel like the most unsafe vehicle in the world for some reason to me. I don't know what it is. It's not the most aerodynamic, that's for sure. And the wind blows a little bit flying off the highway. But
Yeah, they
I
can
made
be
it here, so
quite they can be quite a sail sometimes. And be
yeah,
careful, you'll be hitting Kansas and stuff soon. Nothing but wind blows there.
I know. I,
Uh,
I'm gonna try to go right from. I'm gonna do like kind of like the same thing I did today, but from Oklahoma. I'm gonna try to just muscle right through to Arizona because I'm gonna spend a good amount of time in that area. I'm gonna probably spend maybe 2 or 3 weeks in Arizona because I
cool. Have you talked to anyone like Jim Hamilton or Swiftwater Tony or anything? Um,
um I was think I wanted to get a hold of Swiftwater. I didn't think about Jimbo, but I know Bobby's there, and I'm sure he'll want to meet up, and he'll probably have somebody around. But I have a bunch of other people from Facebook that wanted to meet me when I was originally planning to go to Arizona.
right.
We had already made plans to meet up. That's kind of the reason why I'm gonna spend a couple weeks here because I kind of feel like a jerk because I made all these plans with people and then decided to not move to Arizona. So I plus I don't want to. If I'm gonna go by, I mean, I might as well stop because I mean I know I'll be kicking myself in the butt if I didn't. I'd be like, oh, I should have went there and done this, and so I mean I'm not gonna have any other time. This is it. This is like I'm gonna be
Well,
doing it. I'm gonna be doing this whole trip over again in August. I have to fly back, get my family, then we're driving back out again in a U-Haul. So there's gonna be way more stops on the way back that time.
like I said on this time, you're invited to take a break here if you
Oh,
need to.
definitely,
We
because
have a
we're
nice
gonna do.
park really close for the kids, and
Yeah, I think that trip I'm gonna go 80 all the way out, so I can go through Nevada,
there you
up because it'll be summertime. That's the only reason I didn't go that way. This it's a lot shorter, but
go. Well,
the weather is brutal out there. It's like -30 and 6 feet of snow.
yeah, and the like Erie, Pennsylvania, New York, along the lake, and Cleveland area has been getting pounded with lake effect snow.
Yeah.
So,
I,
hey,
I had I had a horrible time in Columbus. That's where when I just kept going when my GPS wouldn't work and it would blink in and out like every I don't know 2 or 3 minutes it would work for like 10 seconds and I could read what it was saying and then that was it. It would blank back out. So I was doing fine until I got to Columbus. Now I don't know what the hell they're doing with those roads there, but it was like it was like ass backwards. Everything was it didn't make any sense at all. They had like highways that was supposed to be going one way switched. I was supposed to be going west, and then they put me on. It said alternative route 77 north or something like that, and I'm like, what the hell? So I took it, and then once the GPS turns back on, it rerouted, and it said it was going to take like an extra, I don't know, 12 hours or something like that. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I stopped and asked somebody, and they're like, yeah, you're going the complete opposite direction. I'm like, oh, great. So I had to stop. I don't know what it was, but my phone used to work everywhere. It would, except for when I was way up in the mountains, it wouldn't work. But I would have service, I would have Facebook and all that stuff as long as there was coverage. So I figured I'd be fine. As soon as I got out, like into New York, and I don't know, it must have been 45 minutes into New York or something. It just all that was it. Everything was gone. So I go to what's it called? Mayor. The It's kind of like Walmart.
oh,
It's
okay.
some. It was in Ohio, Mayor or something like that. But I went there,
Menards.
maybe Menard, yeah.
Well, Myers.
Myers, that's what it was, Myers.
Yeah, it's a food grocery store chain
Yeah, so I found one of those, and I was gonna go buy a GPS, and then I was like, you know what, I was already losing my mind because I wasn't gonna be able to do
here. I
any.
hope you bought an Atlas.
Oh, I did. I did. I bought all the things that I would have needed after that. But as soon as I got the phone, I turned the phone on and activate it. As soon as I activated it, this phone that I'm on right now is my original phone. And I'm way the hell away from my house now, and it works better than it did in Massachusetts, if that makes any sense at all. And I haven't even touched that other phone. All I did was turn it on. So I don't know. Don't ask me. My wife's like, that doesn't make any sense at all. I said, I know, but it didn't work. I had to ask for directions to the store, and as soon as I left the store, I was fine. Everything worked. So
What's your carrier?
uh this phone that I'm on it's the Walmart family plan thing, and I believe it's Track Phone is the service provider, which the guy at the store told me that Track Phone doesn't work hardly anywhere. So I don't know how it's working right now. The only thing I can think of is the phone I bought is a really good one. It's a Verizon, and it has a really huge coverage area, and it was way more expensive and way more expensive per month. So I figure, and I even said to the guy, I said, listen, I'm going to California. I need this phone to work. I need to be able to get on the internet. Is it going to work? It says it's going to work. I said, but my other phone said it was going to too, and it didn't. He goes, oh no, I go out there all the time. It'll work. So he told me that I had Track Phone. He's like, Track Phone's, it's garbage. It doesn't work at all. But it doesn't make any sense because it's working perfectly fine now. So I don't know.
Our friend Brian's in the house, another Massachusetts person, Brian from American Gold Prospectors.
Oh yeah, Brian Wilder.
Your friend Ron Adams is in the house with us. We have
Ron.
our European friend Rastaman Ralph in the house. Ron says, "Hey Mojo," and
Does
looks
Ron
like
have?
ML.
You got shorts on, Ron?
You
Guy
have
shows up.
shorts.
He shows up to dig with us in Vermont, and it was like 20 degrees out. He's got shorts on. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm fine. I'll give him credit though, because he got out there and dug. So
um, Brian from American Gold Prospector says, Adam, Chad is going to let me use your old rock crusher to put my collection of first size pyrite pieces in.
cool. Have fun. Be careful. Don't stick your hand in.
Don't stick your hand, Brian. Adam says, yep, 365. I guess he's a shortsman year round, huh?
Yeah.
T-Name says, maybe you're a slider. And do you have any problems with other electronics?
Absolutely. I'm horrible with electronics. I don't know how I make YouTube videos at all. Like, I can barely dial the phone half the time. So
And our good friend Chris Dyer from Southern Ohio says, have a safe trip, Adam. Get
thanks.
that gold.
I saw your post too. I wish I had more time to stop. It's just not in the cards. I mean, I'd love to stop and see everybody I can, but it's literally, it would have to be like right on the highway for me to be able to stop. And
I understand when I went out west to Washington last time, only place I stopped was where I very much had to. I did spend 2 days in Colorado at my cousin's house, spent New Year's Day with them, and well, okay, I fib. I stopped in Pocatello, Idaho, and went snowboarding
Yeah, yeah.
with a friend. So, but other than that, it was drive straight through. Phew.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
I'm pretty quiet. I'm sorry, Ralph. Something with my microphone. Say what, Adam?
I don't, I was just gonna say these. I'll tell you what. Those old timers were some tough bastards going out there and horse and buggy stuff. You know what I mean? They didn't have any clue where they're really going. They're getting attacked and all this shit. You know, it's crazy.
Right. Well, just be glad you don't have oxen pulling a wagon and taking the Oregon Trail or the Santa Fe Trail, you know.
Yeah.
We have nice paved highways now with rest areas and whatnot. Personally, I pretty much, if we like got pushed back to the Stone Age right now, or even to the Wild West, or even a little before that, what we would have to go through, like our forefathers did, would about kill a lot of us. It'd be like, oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Absolutely.
So you're kicking back here, getting a good rest, heading down towards the home of Gold Cube, have a nice visit with Mike Bun, and from there you're gonna try a straight shot to AZ.
Yeah, I might. There's a couple spots along the way that if it's, I told myself I'm not stopping to dig anything unless I don't have long johns on. So I'm gonna try. That's my rule that I'm doing. So once I get a little closer, and you know, I feel like I've accomplished something because I. That's another thing. I have extreme OCD and I'm compulsive as hell. So if I stop, it wouldn't be any fun for anybody because I would just be in such a rush thinking that I should be driving, I should be doing this. You know, it's hard for me. I don't even want to stop to get gas. You know, it's like I have to though. You know, it's so I don't know. I want to stop and do some stuff, but I feel like I got to get a little bit further. You know, I don't know how much it's going to cost me either because
Right.
the gas is it's gone. Everything's getting cheaper as I go. So if that's the case, then I'm screwed. But we'll find out soon enough. But as long as I get close enough, I'll be stopping. I think I gotta go through part of Texas, and I don't know. There's a few spots that I wanted to check.
Well,
I've already
you'll
driven
probably
by.
be cruising on 40 through Oklahoma, and if you're going through 40, you'll go through the panhandle of Texas,
Yeah,
and you'll go through
New Mexico
northern New Mexico, which you might run into snow. You'll probably run into snow
and Prescott.
in Flagstaff, Arizona, if you don't head south before that.
Yeah,
So, because
yeah.
there's
I wanted to go to the Amber claim in Prescott, but it's probably gonna be freaking freezing up there. So I'll probably just beeline down. I get a bunch of people that have claims around Wickensburg and you know, just the Hammer claims and Rich Hill and stuff like that. I'm sure they've been picked over a million times, but it wouldn't hurt to go swing the metal detector around.
no, wouldn't hurt at all. Hey, son, Ron Adams, does Adam know what the temperature is there? Has Pete given up the silent treatment yet? A couple of questions from Ron Adams there, Adam.
The temperature here, I'd say it's probably. I think the last time I looked at my phone, it said it was 32, but it feels a little bit warmer than that. But I don't know if it's just because I'm inside here, but it doesn't feel too bad outside. It wasn't like earlier where it was just blowing right through. And then what was the other one? Pete?
Has Pete given up the silent treatment yet?
Pete who? You got me there, Ron. I don't know who you're talking about.
You must be talking about your dog.
Oh, Petey. Yeah, oh yeah. He finally he still isn't talking to me, but he did give me a kiss and he started eating his food. So I think he's feeling a little bit better. He was pretty pissed at me though. I know he was because I think he knew what was going on. He was excited to leave, but then once he realized that no one else was with us and we weren't stopping to go see them anywhere, I think he got a little bit aggravated with me. He's a
Then,
smart dog.
then he
He's a
got
very
pissed because you forgot his dog bowl.
He was really mad that I didn't have his dog dish in his water tank. Thank God I had his little one that I bring out when he comes out with me. It folds out. But like I said, I got the gold pan. I didn't forget his dog dish. Did that on purpose.
uh, Brian wants to know, what are you doing in Arizona? Metal detect? Yes. Dry wash? Maybe?
Yep, I'll be dry washing. I'll
Yeah,
be
all the above?
I'm very, very eager to do some dry washing actually, as long as the ground is permittable. That's the thing with dry washing. It's got to be dry, you know. It's
Yeah,
like,
bone
yeah, if it's
dry.
too wet, you can't do anything.
Right?
You know, that's tough. And then
Bone
if it's wet and there's still no water, you can't run a sluice anywhere either. So you're kind of screwed. But
dry. You have your
I
detector.
I'll be detecting. Yep,
Excellent, excellent.
that's the only. I'm actually excited about that because I mean I've gone out with the detector. I've found pockets and stuff like that, but I want to do some nugget hunting somewhere. I want to get up. I wanted to go to the rye patch in Nevada. That's the main reason I was going through that way, but
Right.
the weather didn't permit it. But I'd like to go there. Like if I end up in Northern California and I'm not flat broke by then, I'd like to bounce over to Nevada.
Well, Ronald has a question, but I can guess the answer to this one. Did Adam get a claim?
No,
I
not
didn't
yet.
think so.
Nope.
That's something I wouldn't buy just on a whim. I'd want to
No,
test it and
I
test
gotta.
it
I
and
have to
test
be
it.
there. I would never buy it without being there. I'd have to go and dig.
You're a
But I
smart
will tell you this.
marksman.
I will tell you this. I did get a phone call from something that may involve that in the very near future.
Right on. Just be careful.
I
There's
know.
a lot of shysters out there. You're from Mass. You're from south of Boston. They,
Shifty. There's shifty people all over Boston.
yeah,
Every
yeah.
person I know.
You
I
got
know
to
all
be
of those.
pretty streetwise growing up around there.
Yeah.
So,
No, I know that game. That game has been played, especially in the last year. I've played that game multiple times. So
Brian said he went this time last year and it was too wet. You might be able to do a little dredging if you're able to hook up with Swifty or something.
yeah. Well, I mean, I have my high banker and everything with me. If it comes down to it, I'll just go high banking. Or
Rasta Man Ralph, he's from Europe. He says, "Hello, man. I watch your videos
cool. Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, buddy.
and tell your wife, Rasta, um, I don't mind if I sound like Chong because my partner looks like Cheech." Ah! Well,
Yeah.
we've been on for 32 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Adam,
I gotta do the family call and stuff.
they're much
I'll be
more
posting.
important than anyone else. If I can get you on again, maybe even at Mike Pung's, bring
Could
him
do that.
on too, and maybe we could get another report from the House of Cube and from
Tube.
you, and even maybe a couple times if you don't mind. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Let your friends and our friends know you're alive and kicking on. This has already been shared on Facebook. It will be shared again, and
Yeah,
you,
I absolutely check in. I mean, I'm gonna try to. I gotta get. a video out. I have to do some editing. I'm gonna have to take a few hours. I got an idea that I want to do for this whole little series kind of thing. So I gotta get some footage tomorrow with Mike, and then a little bit more of my trip, and then I gotta get to somewhere where I'm actually digging. So once I do that, I'll have a video coming out on my YouTube channel once that's done. I don't want to just keep putting out stupid little clips. I mean, I want to actually put quality videos out, and I need to edit them, and it takes time. So
Well, you could do a
bear with
couple
me.
little live vlog like type
Yeah, I
things.
can do that. Because I already, like I said, I got to do the van life thing too, because I kind of been pushing that as well. And I do have uh, quite a few people that have followed me on that end too, which will help my channel out.
Well,
And it is
I'm
kind of
sure.
what I'm doing. It is I mean I'm in a van, and
Right,
whether it's for 6 months or a life, I'm still doing it full time right now.
right.
So there is a whole nother aspect of this venture which I think might be interesting to people on both sides, because technically what I'm doing is kind of like what they did back in the 1800s. I mean, they came from especially Boston area. Once they found out, they took off.
Right.
They did it in a horse and wagon and all that crap, but it's the same thing. I mean, I'm by myself. I don't, if I didn't have a phone like I did earlier, I wouldn't be able to talk to my family. You know, there is some perks to it, but it's kind of the closest thing that you could get to actually doing it the way they did it, which I think is cool. And it'll show what I'm going to have to go through to do this, because this might be all well and nice and look nice, but
Right.
I'll tell you what, in like a month or so, I'm going to get sick of hitting my head on this ceiling, and it's going to get dirty as hell in here once I start digging. That's my OCD. I had it under control. My Jeep, you can ask John. My Jeep was freaking dirty as hell. There's buckets of dirt in it all the time. I didn't care. I let my OCD go. I said, that's my digging truck. I don't care. But now I
Right.
have to live in my digging truck. So I'm
Makes a
curious
big
to see what's going to
difference.
happen when I come back from a day of digging and I'm soaking wet and I got dirt all over me, and I want to bring buckets of dirt in the van to pan it, because that's going to happen too. So all this stuff will be interesting, I think, for people to see.
Well, I know you got that big awning and stuff you made
Yeah,
for it, so
yeah,
you have
definitely.
that little outside living quarters too when
I
you're
got a
able to get in there.
I got a really cool shower idea too. I got to do it. I'm actually going to do it on video because it's a really, really good idea. And I could use it for taking water with me to places too,
Right.
and have it ready, accessible right on the back of the van from a hose or a shower head on it or whatever. It's going to be cool.
Now, are you a GPAA member?
No,
Oh,
no.
well, if you were, you could stay on any of their claims throughout the
Yeah,
country.
I
They have a
know.
lot in Arizona too. So, oh, hey, our good friend David from Tasmanian Gold Rush, Australia is on.
David Buck. Oh,
Our man from down under. How you doing, David?
how's the
Good
gold,
night,
buddy?
Rasta Man Ra.
Heavy pans, David. Heavy pans.
That's right.
Go check out that sand screw. I'm telling you. Go over there.
Oh, Gold Screw.
No,
There's a couple.
there's a gravel plant not far from his. Well, I don't know if it's far from his house, but I assume that it's not too far. If he lives in uh,
Oh, that
northwest
must be
part of
that
Tasmania.
spot you commented on his video about, on his giveaway video about.
Go look on Google Earth and take a look at it. The geology is really good. It's kind of off of the same stuff that's in Western Australia, because of that little bump of it. If you went in between Tasmania and Australia and dredged, I don't know, man. I don't know why people aren't doing that. Like they do it up. I'm telling you, I bet you there's some really good stuff down there. You got to start looking at the ocean too, like the
Oh
stuff that never came up all the way.
yeah.
Holy moly! But go look at that gravel plant.
All the
Jesus.
rivers lead and streams lead to the ocean. There's mass gold there to be found.
Yep. And these
Those.
two big whirlpools off of the coast there. They're pretty deep down, but I mean, I bet you could get down to it.
Well, David says it's not too far
Go over
either.
there. Once I get a chance to, I'll email. I'll go on because now I have both my emails on my phone because I had to activate this other phone. So I'll go on and I'll send you that other spot. I didn't want to put it on your YouTube because if you can get on that spot, if it's not a claim or it's not private ground, I wouldn't even mess with the sand screw. I'd go right over to that spot. But once I get settled in tomorrow after the Gold Cube visit, I'm gonna do a little bit of editing and stuff like that, and go through my emails, and I'll email you that spot. All right.
Hey, you're right there, T-Name. Oceans weren't always oceans, and deserts weren't always deserts. That's right. The planet changes all the time. And David, our good buddy from Taz, I was talking to a guy the other day who's seen 75 ounces dredged out of Savage River in one day in the 70s.
Go to that plant, David. I just told you.
You heard
Imagine,
him, David. You heard him.
imagine having 400,000 yards concentrated down to a few buckets of black sand and gold for you. Because that's all you got to do is go there and ask them if you can take the discharge from the sand screw. Because they're not taking the gold out. I guarantee you that. If they are, and if they're, I'm telling you, it's you can see it. I I love Google Earth, man. If you know how to read bedrock and you study bedrock maps, and then you put on Google Earth and go to terrain first and look at the terrain
Right.
back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then once you figure that out and then you go on Google Earth, you can see it. I don't even need to look. I can look at just Google Earth most of the time and find good stuff. I'm telling you, I found a quartz outcrop that runs right through the mountains out there in California. And you can see it clear as day on the Google terrain. And then if you look at the bedrock, it's a contact zone. And then when you go on Google Earth and zoom in and it runs across rivers, roads, everything, up mountains, down mountains.
Google
You can see,
Earth is a great tool. I agree.
and then you can press the button down next to the river if it's near the road. If you can find something near the road, like say it's an overpass, you can click on it and then zoom in and look down on the river. I mean, what? How could you beat that? I had people like, "Oh, boots on the ground is the only way." Well, you're gonna waste a lot of energy walking all the way the hell out to California to look at a river when you could just zoom in off the freaking road from my.
A lot of people don't like technology when it can be a great asset, a great
I'm the first one. I have no freaking clue, but I know how to use that. I learned how to use that. That's worth me learning. So if this dummy can do it, everybody should be doing it.
There you go. Well, um, I'll let you get to your family
Yeah,
call
I
because
know. I gotta,
family's the most important thing.
and
We'll,
it's like 9:30 there, I think. I keep
yeah,
forgetting that it's now.
9:14.
I got
You,
a call before the kids go to bed, so
uh, all our friends here are behind you 100%.
thank you,
Check
everybody.
back, check back with us.
I have a ton of people to thank. That's going to be on my video. A lot of this wouldn't be happening with, well, none of this would be happening without a lot of people, is what I should have said. Because I really got a lot of support from a lot of people, so I got to give a lot of thanks, but I got to make sure I have them all. I don't want to spout them out now.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, I'll keep in touch with you over Messenger, and we'll do this again a couple of times, I hope. And
Yeah. Maybe if I end up meeting up with Swiftwater in Arizona, that'd be a cool one too.
yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
And we'll take it as it goes, right?
That's right. Go
All
with the
right.
road, man.
Our my friends, stay safe on the road. May the good Lord be with you, and may you always have a flash in your pan.
And a heavy pan you can't carry home.
That's right. That's right. And hopefully one day I'll be seeing you on the river, Adam. Thank,
Absolutely.
thank you very much, man.
Thank you, and thank you, everybody else. Have a good night to you.
You too. Later, buddy.
See ya.
All right, everybody. A little update from our friend Adam on his journey to the West to seek his fortune. We wish him the best of luck. I'm going to get out of here myself, and I'll talk to you all soon. Until then, may you always have a flash in your pan. And that's, you know what I always say, maybe one day too, I'll see you on the river.